Hey everyone, Flint True Channel here. Hope everyone's doing well. Going to talk today about scripted sports. Just a short little video, not going to hound on it or go real deep in the matter, but just going to play this little video, lost video. You got to use the machine to find these videos. But this is a former RV Truth, Russian Vids, They Live, whatever screen name he's using now. Again, another gatekeeper, another Masonic puppet. In the game. Now, he's one of the few people that's stood up for the Bible. He's one of the few people that stayed pretty consistent in all of the topics that he stands for and preaches on. But again, just another agent there to deceive you. And these people are hired by the government because they're very articulate. They can form their, great sentences, get a good following, very informative, very, they know their stuff, and they're very well speakers. And again, these people are hired by the CIA and whatnot to mislead the public, okay? Because like I said, just because people think YouTube doesn't have as big as following as maybe somebody like Taylor Swift or whatever, trust me when I tell you, YouTube is a big tool that the elite use. Now, in the beginning, it was used against them because there was so many people using YouTube to out the elite and out these occultists, okay? Well, they quickly used their algorithm and figured out things to suppress that information, suppress that truth, to get rid of the websites and get rid of the videos that were out there exposing them. So, I'm going to play this again. Nothing but bread and circuses for the masses, for the people that know what's going on. They can see the forest for the trees. They know that sports is nothing more than scripted entertainment. It's to keep you dumbed down and sidetracked from the real things in society, the things that really, really matter. So, with that said, I'm going to play this. Now, this is the former NBA commissioner, David Stern. I think he retired in like 2008, 2005, somewhere around there. I'm not exactly sure when he retired. It's not important. It has no bearing in what video I'm going to play here. I'm going to play a video... and this goes back to the the NBA draft from 1985, where Patrick Ewing was selected by I believe the New York Knicks. Not a sports guy, not a basketball fan, so any people want to get on here and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't know who such and such is, and he played for such and such. No, don't know, don't care. Not a fanatic like you guys, so if I get the little information wrong on who he played for or whatever, of course his number was 33, of course, coming out with the orange and the orange being the only color in numerology to equal 33, and we've been winning great depths of why the number 33 is so important. We're not going to touch on that in this video. If you're new to the channel, go back and check out other videos exposing numerology, numbers, the occult, and why they use the numbers that they use and why they are so important to these people, and to understand the things when you see them, these signs and symbols. So again, this is going back to the Jim Rome show. He was... doing a bit where he's interviewing the commissioner, and he asks him about sports being rigged. And not only does the commissioner take highly offense to it and get very, very mad about the question, but he gets personal with Jim Rome and asks him if he has stopped beating his wife. Now, David Stern was not the one. If you listen to the video really carefully, there's somebody behind David Stern. And once the talking of rigging basketball games and the NBA lottery got brought up, then all of a sudden somebody in the background says, well, has Jim Rome stopped beating his wife? Now, I don't know if there was former reports out there of Jim Rome beating his wife, if he's known for those types of things. Far as I know, I couldn't come across any information like that, but like I said, that's not saying that it never happened. And I just found it very odd that he got personal instantly when being outed and exposed, and that should tell us a lot. So let's play the video.
I'm going to cover this topic from the 1985 NBA draft, which for those that don't know what happened with Patrick Ewing being selected number 1, there's a lot of strange things taking place during the live draft on TV. Before I show that footage, let's take a listen to what Jim Rome asked David Stern.
He's won the draft lottery, which of course produced the usual round of speculation that maybe the lottery was fixed. I know that you appreciate a good conspiracy theory as much as the next guy.
And he did not appreciate this video at all, or this question at all, and you can tell by his response. And then when Jim Rome doubles down and doesn't back off and doesn't take the hint that he's not liking this line of questioning, then he gets personal.
Fix in for the lottery?
I have two answers for that. I'll give you the easy one. No. And a statement. Shame on you for asking.
I understand why you would say that to me, and I wanted to preface it by saying it respectfully. I think it's my job to ask because I think people wonder.
No, it's ridiculous, but that's okay.
I know that you think it's ridiculous, but I don't think the question is ridiculous because I know people think that. I'm not saying that I do.
Of course people think that. You got to understand, there's FBI files going back over 100 years of rigging and scripting of sporting events, boxing, basketball, and whatnot. They have FBI files. You can FOIA these files and find that information behind here. There's people that's written books that's exposed the rigging. Not only were these sports industries and sports teams and whatnot, sports leagues formed by Masons and occultists and mobsters. They were formed for a reason to help control society, help keep society dumbed down. And of course, with the rigging, they can control who wins. So that way they can have their heroes at the top and they can have their zeros at the bottom. So it doesn't matter how good you are. You'll see people, you'll hear about people that had the most talent in the world that never made it, either in acting or in music industry or basketball, sports, whatever it is, because they're not willing to sell out. You can be as good as you want. You can be as good as they come, and if you don't have something to offer them, if you don't have something more to offer them more than just talent, you're not going to get anywhere. They have millions and millions of people over the world with talent. You have to sell out.
But I think it's my job to ask you that.
Have you stopped beating your wife yet?
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair.
See, listen to what he says. I'm sorry let's back that up real quick. I didn't realize I was going to come up so quick. Listen to what is said in the background, and you'll hear somebody else is feeding the commissioner those lines. Let me see if I can turn that up.
It's ridiculous, because I know people think that. I'm not saying that I do, but I think it's my job to ask you that.
Have you stopped beating your wife yet?
I think it's ridiculous, but I don't think the question is ridiculous, because I know people think that. I'm not saying that I do, but I think it's my job to ask you.
Hear it right under the voice? It sounds like another voice other than David Stern. It says something about, has he stopped beating his wife yet?
Oh, it's ridiculous, but that's okay.
I know that you think it's ridiculous, but I don't think the question is ridiculous, because I know people think that. I'm not saying that I do, but I think it's my job to ask you that.
Have you stopped beating your wife yet?
Yeah, I'm not sure, listening to it again, whether that's David Stern that says it the first time or if there's somebody in the background that says it. But either which way, why get personal? Why would you ever take it from, hey, are you guys just a generally, a happy little back and forth interview where he's just asking a question, and yeah, it might have ticked him off a little bit or perturbed him, but to get so personal and be so offended by it, why would you, unless there was truth there?
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair.
Well, why is that?
Because I think that and I know you read your emails, and I'm sure you follow things virally and on Twitter. People really do think it, whether it's fair.
You see how David Stern, instead of answering the question, he attacks Jim Rome about beating his wife. This guy, he's obviously being, put under the spotlight. He's being exposed. He's getting very defensive, trying to get, conversation up.
That's it. And that's one of the reasons why I really liked RV's Truth's work back in the beginning, because the man was very, very articulate. He could articulate himself very well. Same thing with Brian Denlinger. The man can articulate himself very well, and that's why they go to these gatekeepers. Okay, they hear these people talk. They're like, wow, these people, they really have the gift to gab, per se, and those are the type of people that they hire.
Off track and trying to make it a childish, fight, diverting off the question.
Or not?
Well, they think it because
you don't think the question's fair to ask if your fans think it?
Silly questions. I expect it to be written about, and I commented last night on my presser that there was one guy who I won't dignify by name. He says, I have no reason to know anything, and I don't know anything, but I tell you, I believe it's fixed. Okay, that's good. Why?
Now let's take a look at the 1985 NBA lottery before the draft, where they can select, basically the worst teams can select the best players coming out of college. Now take a look here as this official.
What he's going to show is this is the Commissioner David Stern, along with the other gentleman, I don't know his name. And they're doing the NBA draft lottery, and they're going to have all these envelopes, and whoever the commissioner picks first is who gets to pick. You know, it's a lottery. A draft lottery, per se. We know it's fake and rigged. But people are going to say, well, how do they rig it? How can they fake a draft lottery? Well, RV is going to show you how they do that. Again, he's no hero at all. But again, I appreciate a lot of his work. He's going to show you that each envelope they set down just very ever so gently. And one envelope they bang into the side. And why does he bang that envelope? Because that envelope is who's going to get the number 1 overall pick. He wants to create a crease in the envelope, and he wants, so that way the envelope, he knows which envelope to pick up, and there's not oopsies, you know, in front of national television.
They're all in on it, of course. And before I show the footage, I'll just say it right now. These are the select few bottom teams that, of course, are in these envelopes. And the one envelope that gets pulled out by David Stern, they get the number 1 pick. Now watch what this guy does here. Completely ridiculous. How he throws all the envelopes down, but bangs one on the side, inside this glass globe, so David Stern can identify it. Take a look. Right there. He threw it against the side really hard, so it can have a nice dent, so it can be identified from the other envelopes. Take a look again as he throws it in against the side hard. Now, why would he do that? Why don't you just throw them all in there at once? Why throw them, lay them all flat except one and bang it against the inside?
But see, this is the thing. The people, they don't have reason. They can't reason. They don't have common sense. It's not common. They don't ask the questions. They don't see somebody do something like that and the red flag doesn't go off. They are spiritually blind. They are fanatics.
Right there. Let's get thrown down. With laying them all flat and just that one being thrown down. I'm going to show this again, how he throws only one against the side, and the rest he lays down nice and gently. Again, the fix is on. Take a look. Nice and straight down, except that one. The rest goes straight down. Old man smiling, dupe and delight.
Exactly.
Thank you. The drum
I've
will
seen
now
it
be
before I
turned
even said it.
to further mix the
Smiling
envelopes,
as big as
and then I will
Texas.
conduct the drawing.
More dupe and delight. These officials know what's going on.
Jack Joyce,
Absolutely.
he's the head of security for the NBA.
And again, no hero. RV is no hero. But just like John Lennon, he's no hero. People are always looking to a hero. Stop looking to a hero, okay? They have all their puppets in place to mislead you, to mislead the people, to mislead all the sheep. They got to make sure they have puppets in every single place. That's why they have these John Lennons, these Katy Perrys, these Lady Gagas, these Taylor Swift, because these people fill out more arenas, than I can't even think of the big pastors from the 70s, 60s, and 70s, but selling out more arena. I was going to say like Jimmy Stewart and all them other guys, but that's not even Billy Graham and, those type of just giant 60, 70,000 followings. These are the type of followings, or more that these people are getting, these rock stars, these Taylor Swifts, these whatever. And that's why they have to use these puppets to pervert and to tear down the youth generation. And what does the Bible say, Matthew chapter 8, verse 6, about woe to those who try to mislead the children?
Sounding the drum. About
But that's what these athletes, these
Look at
sports
David Stern
stars,
here.
that's what
And
they're
look
about.
at his face.
They
When he
know,
exhales like he's a
everyone
little
looks up
nervous.
to them.
Right here. Okay, now, he doesn't just pick up any particular envelope. He's looking for a specific one. Moving over, he found it. The one with the dent. The one with the dent in the corner.
Is in this envelope.
Yep.
We'll have the first pick in the NBA draft. Dave the Butcher.
And look at the acting right there. I mean, that's just the total acting face, which RV's going to touch on in a minute. I mean, it's acting. And people cannot see the forest for the trees. They don't get it.
Actor. He already knows the results.
Again, you get the 33 on the stage with the 1 and 2, which equals 3, and then the other 3. And then look, David Stern, the commissioner, just laughing.
They're spotlighting him.
The second pick in the 1985
Yep,
NBA
absolutely.
draft goes to the Indiana. The horseshoe.
Nice acting.
That's exactly what it is. It's acting, and unfortunately, people cannot see the forest for the trees. If you guys want, I can put the link for the full video of this in the description. Let me know. There's thousands of RV videos that are archived online for the people that haven't got to see them, because a lot of them were removed from the internet. And RV doesn't mind as long as you are in good standing.